All right, guys, I want to talk about a movie called I watched last night on Netflix Instant Play, so you can watch it if you have Netflix. It's called Rampage, and it's written and directed by Uwe Boll, uh, the guy who's done all sorts of shitty video game movies, from like Postal to Blood Rain, and pretty much you think of a shitty video game movie, he's done it. Um, but surprisingly, this is not based on the arcade game Rampage. This is an original story about a guy, like a young guy. I think he's 23 in the movie, who he's fed up with his life. He decides to go on a rampage. Like he builds a bulletproof suit, like a full Kevlar suit, with it even has like armor plating and stuff. So like it's really hard to take him down, and he just goes on like the longest rampage, like shooting the killing spree ever. Uh, that's the basic premise. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. I won't go like all right. Rambo Ref, I saw on his channel him talking about it and saying it's actually a good movie. Whether it's directed by Bull or not, it's good. I won't go that far. I looked around on Twitter too. People were also like, "Oh, this is a good movie." I think people are saying it's good because it's directed by Bull and it's not completely terrible. That said, though, like it is entertaining in a way if you're demented, and considering it's short and you can watch it on Netflix, I say give it a try. It's not that bad, honestly. Um, it really like it, the build up is like you learn a little bit about this kid. Like his parents want him to move out, and the kid's played by Brendan Fletcher, I think his name is. You've seen him and stuff. I can't think specifically like what I've seen him in, but I looked at IMDb. He was on the Pacific miniseries on HBO. I didn't watch that, so I don't know him from that. I don't know what I know him from, but he's been in like lots of. I think he was in Freddy versus Jason. But this kid, his parents want him to move out, and they want him to go to college, but he doesn't have the money. Um, what other problems does he have? He doesn't have like. I mean, the real basic like normal problems that people have, like parents want you to move out. You work at a shitty job. His boss is a dick. The guy at the coffee place doesn't make his coffee right. And then like a little bit into it, he starts. You find out he's been planning like this, getting the parts to make this suit, and he's gonna go on a shooting spree. I don't want to spoil it because there's more to it, but for a lot of it, I'm like, this is watchable. It's kind of like once he goes on the killing spree, it's kind of like watching Grand Theft Auto or something like that made into a movie where it's just a lot of it is like if you remember the scene in Modern Warfare 2 or the level in Modern Warfare 2 where you play a terrorist and you just like kill hundreds of innocent people, and it's kind of uncomfortable because it's this is played for entertainment, but you're watching innocent people getting killed by the dozens for no reason. And here it's like, you know I didn't buy his motivation. It's like, oh, he's gonna go kill a whole bunch of people because he has to move out of his fucking house. Boo hoo. I fucking have had to deal with worse shit than that. But if you just accept it, like, all right, they're gonna have some sort of premise to him to get to killing people, and once he starts going on the rampage, it is a demented sort of fun. It's like if you couldn't play like that scene in Modern Warfare 2 where you're the terrorist, then you probably shouldn't watch this. You won't like this kid will like walk into a place. He walks into like a woman's I don't know what they fucking call it, like a barber shop but for women. He walks in there and like gets all the girls into the corner, mocks them, and then leaves. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna live." And he comes back in through the door, just shooting people left. I'm surprised. I mean, Bull has no limits of taste. Like he doesn't care. I mean, if you've seen Postal, you know that. Like I'm surprised he didn't have this guy shooting little kids and babies and stuff. But it is like, if we're being honest, there is some sort of cathartic fun to seeing innocent people getting killed. I guess I don't know. I mean, I had a mild amount of fun watching this guy just go on a rampage. It's the same kind of fun that you have if you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're like, fuck it, I don't really feel like doing missions. Let's just see how much damage I could cause before the police take me down. That's what this movie basically is. And then, but the thing that won me over at the end is there is more going on. Like, yeah, I didn't buy his motivation all along. It's like, this guy should be thinking about robbing a bank or something, not fucking going and killing a whole bunch of people. And there's a twist on it at the end where like it makes things make more sense, and it makes it a better movie, like a more clever movie. It's still kind of like, well, why did he have to go kill a whole bunch of people? But he just doesn't give a fuck. I guess he goes in this rant about how the world's overpopulated, you know, overpopulated, and he has to thin the herd. And I don't. I guess in a way I am in agreement with most people that it's just not bad, especially for an Uwe Boll movie where you're not expecting anything out of it. I was mildly entertained for an hour and a half. You got to see some cool shooting spree stuff, and it had a cool twist, I guess, to the end. Some people will see it coming, but I thought it was kind of clever, and I was like, this wasn't a bad way to spend an hour and a half. I'm not shitting you, man. You have Netflix, go watch it. You'll be like, that was okay. But I wouldn't go really far with it and say it's a good movie. I'd say it's mildly entertaining for like something that was like straight to video or whatever. Um, and the thing, I think it would be better even if there wasn't so much shaky cam. Like Uwe Boll is like walking around with the camera just like what is going on, dude? Could you hold the camera fucking still for 1 second so I could see what's going on? I think that would have made it better. I mean, I've always been a fan of handheld camera work. I think handheld is a great way to shoot scenes, especially an action scene. But you don't have to jitter it around like crazy. You could just try to keep it still. That's the point, you idiots. It's so you can get certain shots that you couldn't get otherwise. Not just, whoa, look, we can shake the camera around. I mean, it's almost nauseating here how much the camera moves. And I'm not a person that complains about shaky cam, but this was just god awful in that department. Way, way, way too much of it. And I could see Bull being like, well, I'm trying to show his like fragmented state of mind. He's don't next time. Just keep the camera as still as you can. You can still do handheld, but don't shake the fucking camera around like an idiot. So that's my biggest complaint. It's like it still just feels like because of the shaky cam and some of the setup and some of the stuff that Bull does, it still feels kind of cheap and stupid. And it is, but it's also probably one of the only movies that he's made that is sort of entertaining and it has some sort of cleverness to its plot. So I don't know. I've gone on long enough about fucking Uwe Boll's Rampage, but give it a shot if you're a bit of a if you're a fan of like shitty shitty movies. Give it a shot. It's not that shitty. I'm just saying it's a hard one to rate or review. I would give it like 2.5 out of 5 stars on a good night. Maybe if you're gonna sit there and do a Netflix party with some buddies or drink some beers, it's a solid 3 out of 5. You guys will get some laughs out of it. Um, Hell, I might talk some people into watching it with me on Netflix. Oh, by the way, also on Netflix Instant Play, they just put up 2012, which I did do a review of that, and I like that movie too. That's the one you might want to give a shot now if you've been putting it off or you passed it up. Anyways, I don't know what I have coming up next, but I'm sure there'll be something. Thanks for watching again.